Hi, everybody. All of you over there on social media land. Hello. Hi, social media land. Welcome to another episode of the Question Live Show with your host, Verona Willis-Brown That is me. Yeah. That is me. That is me. That is me. I want to say to you, welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of this show. This is where we come in and we inspire you, we empower you, we support you. So if you have a book, you got a story, you got work in progress, come on in, bring it on over here. So what? We could build together, grow together, but most of all, support each other. Because the more we support each other, the stronger we will be. When we don't support each other, we are working apart, and the weaker we shall be. We are not weaklings, so therefore we shall come together and work together so we can create a whole atmosphere of people working together so we can replenish the earth. That is the whole point of us here. We all have a sole purpose, but we all have a collective purpose, and that is for all of us to come together and serve and work together. If we don't work together, we will not make it in this life because nobody can make it in this life by themselves. Absolutely not. Therefore, I plead unto you to find someone to work with. Well, you don't got to work with me, but work with somebody. Work with somebody. Support somebody. The fact that we support somebody, it is called working together. And we can do this. We can work together. It is just a thing. We can work together. Let's not look at it as if it's some form of disease or it is some infectious stuff. Working together is possible. Why? All things are possible. All things are possible. So we can do this. We can do this. We strive to do this every day we get up. We should not just get up with a selfish mentality, but we should get up with a point of consciousness, a point of clarity, a point of intention and great intention to elevate somebody, including ourselves. So we should get up with that mentality every single day because guess what? We didn't wake ourselves up. No, we did not wake ourselves up. God woke us up, and when He woke us up, He woke us up to work together. Otherwise, if He wanted you to work by yourself, He would took everybody out. He would have been like, okay, I'm taking everybody, you by yourself, try to make this by work this out by yourself. But God said, no. That's why we're still on this earth. How many billions of us still on this earth? The roach, the cat, whatever creature is still on this earth. So yes, why am I doing this? So yes, so we are going to work together because it can be done. We got to stand in this. We got to stand in this decision to come to a point where we look and like, I can't do this by myself. And you can't do this by yourself either. So might as well call up a sister, call up a brother, and get with the program. Get into the fact that you are going to be working together. Eliminate this mentality called poverty. Poverty is not just you not having something. Poverty is a mentality. So we want to work together so we can eliminate this mentality of poverty. Okay, good. Now, with that said, I want to say to you, welcome. If this is your first time tuning in, never heard of the Question Live Show before, never heard of Verona Willis-Brown before, never heard of the Audio Freedom platform before, I want to say to you, welcome. We welcome you here. This is a space, a safe space, no judgment here. We come on in, we welcome you, we attend to you, we learn, we teach, we grow. So if this is your first time, I want to say to you, welcome. So if it is your first time, go over to that section where you see the comment section, go over there, type in that section that it is your first time. Not that I just want to spotlight you, not because I just want to just like put you out there. I just want to let you know that it is a beautiful thing when you are new. It is a beautiful thing when you become the new person on the block. And I want to look, when I consider you new, you the newbie. And newbies get special. Let me find my thing. Newbie get special welcome. So when you put that it is your first time, you get special welcome. It's a beautiful thing. Don't feel no way. Don't feel no way that I call you newbies. Newbies get special treatment. It's just like you're going out to buy a pair of new shoes, a new outfit, change your hair, new lip gloss, new lipstick, new makeup, all that stuff. Yeah, you're changing a new diet, all this stuff. Newness is exciting. It's an exciting time. It's a form of evolving. So good. So now with that said, for those of you who are tuning in second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever time, anytime, any amount of time after first, I hope you could hear me. Any amount of time after the first time simply means you are a returning audience. And if you are a returning audience, I say to you, welcome as well. Because when you show up, I show up. We just show up together. And what happened? We become this big family. And that's why we welcome the newbies. Because the newbie is the new baby that comes in the family. So we get excited when we see a new baby. So I want to say to you, welcome, 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 welcome. Now let's roll into this because those who are returning audience, you know exactly what time is it at this point. At this point, we are going to talk to the newbies because you already know this. We do have some rules here. Yeah, we do have some rules here. Now, when I say rules, don't let your heart go flatter or your mind go scatter because I say rules. Rules are everywhere we go. Whether you come to my house, you go to church, you go to school, you go to mass, you go to the temple, you go to the synagogue, you go around the entire world, there are rules. So with that said, I want to let you know that we do have some rules right here on the Question Live Show. And they're not much. Only 5 of them. We have 5 of them, and we call them house rules. And because we call them house rules, hey, some we make, some we break, some we like, whatever. That's what rules are. Some we just like, some we pick some out of it, some we use up a percentage, and then some we just apply the whole thing. But here we have house rules, and you can abide by 1, 2, 3, or you can just like, whatever. But anywho, we going to still put them out there. Why? They are important. They are very important. So let's go over them real fast. The first one is, if you are on this live, yes, if you are on this live right here, you're on this live, and I see that you are waving to me, you're communicating in the chat, I see you. I acknowledge you. Yes. And when I see what happened, I acknowledge by spotlighting your name on the screen. If I spotlight your name on the screen, obviously you're in the live. So what I ask you to do, if you're in the live, go over there. Right there in the middle of the screen, you are going to see the word share. If you are seeing the word share, I ask you, if you're seeing the word share, I ask you just to click the share button. And when you click the share button, it is just to invite somebody else to come on in and dine with us. Yes, indeed. Come on in and dine with us. Because you see what happened with the live? The live is like sharing yummy, 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 fresh food that just come out of the... Oh, I gotta turn this up. Food that just come off the stove or out of the oven. The one that your mama cooked, the one that is now your favorite meal. So we would like to share our favorite meal. See, my mama told me it is very good to share your food. Never withhold food from anyone. So therefore, I encourage you not to withhold your food from anyone. See, we share. Even when we don't think that we are sharing because we are sharing with the roach, the rat, the cat, the dog, the bird, the flies. We share. Yes, we are. So even if we think we're not sharing, we're sharing. So I ask you just to share the live and invite somebody else to come on in and dine with us. Yes, indeed. Come on in. And if you are watching this and you don't see me spotlight your name on the screen, most likely you are watching the replay. Yeah. And if you're watching the replay, all I ask you to do is just go over there in the same section. You're going to see the share button. Please click the share button and invite somebody else to come on in and dine with you. Now, you see, sometimes it's just not good to eat alone, darling. No, 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 no. Sometimes it's just not good to eat alone. And you say, see, sharing the replay, just hashtag replay, and let us know what is it that you learn here, because this is a learning platform, because we are students and teachers at the same time, and we live to learn and learn to teach. Okay, so listen, if you are watching the replay, I ask you just to share it and let somebody else come on in and dine with you, because the replay is just like having leftover food. And some leftover food, honey, tastes real good. Real good. Because it's like the food is cooking twice. So twice as nice. Yes, so you want to share the twice as nice food. So with that said, that is rule number 1. Rule number 2 is grab yourself something to write with, whether it is a pen, a pencil, a marker, a crayon, color pencil, whatever it is. It could be a piece of feather. If it is a piece of feather, you need some ink, some paint to dip it into. Scribble, scrabble away. Where? On your book or on a piece of paper. And if you do that, when you do that, that's how this thing works. And if you don't have a notebook or a piece of paper, that is fine. Don't feel no way either. You're going to go on your electronic device. When you go on your electronic device, you're going to scroll and find a blank page. You're going to utilize that blank page. That's why they created. And if you have one device, an electronic device, and you have another one called your cell phone, go in there, scroll in there, find that blank page as well. When you find that blank page in there, guess what happened? Utilize it just the same. Now, if you don't have a blank page in your phone for some apparent reason, I don't know, you can just go on your phone and text back to yourself. Absolutely. Text back to yourself. When you text back to yourself, you will see that sometimes you can't find your number, but it's there. Well, text back to yourself. But now you see that writing and texting, it's kind of like not the same, because when you write, you build a relationship between your fingers and the paper, right? So you're not texting, is not the same thing. But anywho, the reason why I asked you to write these things up, because I know you're probably asking, Verona, what is it that you're telling me to write down and text back to yourself? Very good. This is a question answer. So we ask questions up in here. And as your host, I am responsible to answer your question. Good. So when I say write things down, I am saying when you write things down, you're extracting the very thoughts out of your head. You're putting them on paper. And now when they go on paper, they now become reality, because now they're looking back at you. And what happened when it's reality? When you want to manifest them, because what's in our head are your thoughts or dreams or goals, and we want to manifest those things. So when they're looking back at us, the only thing we're going to do is to take action. Yes. We want to take action. We don't want to show up. We just want to take action. We want to take action. So yes, and when you write one word down, that one word equal to sentences and sentences and sentences. And those sentences equals to paragraph and paragraph and paragraph. And those paragraphs equal to pages and pages and pages. And as a result of all those pages, you might just end up with a book. And not only a book, but you might just be the next published author. Yes, indeed. You see, we as writers, we write our own story and we attempt to write yours. But it's not the same thing as you writing your own story. Why? Because we all got stories inside of us. And I am here to encourage you to extract those stories, bring them out so they can be a strategic way for somebody to get through something, or they might just add strength to somebody to get through something. They might just add a little solution for somebody's situation and circumstances to smooth on out. So please, let me tell you, somebody's out there waiting for your story. So why is it that you're going to let it hold you hostage? No. You're going to extract that story out, bring it out, and write it. Now, you might not want to put your story in a book, and that is fine. You can write, rip, throw away. No problem. The point is for you to get yourself free of those stories that are holding you hostage. Yes, indeed. They're locking up inside It's like a whole hostage situation going on in there. So we want to get those stories out and get them popping, right? So when we talk about solution, let's go to the next rule. Next rule is grab yourself something to drink, whether it is water, wine, tea, juice, soda, popsicle, smoothie, shake, pouring soup, whatever it is that you're drinking. By all means, put in the comment section that you are drinking something. If you want to tell me what is it that you're drinking, that's fine, but it's none of my business. What is it that you're drinking in this midweek here? Whatever you're drinking, that is up to you. Now, the reason why I say for you to put something in the comment section that you are drinking something is because, you see, when you drink, first of all, even though I list all those things, I recommend that you drink water. Drink water, drink water, drink water. One, water flush the system of toxin, quench the thirst, and it flourishes skin. So drink water. I think I need to drink some more water because look, I got something going on up in here. I need to drink some more water today. So when I get off here, yeah. But the reason why, another reason why I said to drink is because I have my water right here. And if I continue to drink this water, I'm going to get up and go to the bathroom. But let me tell you something. The reason why I said to drink is for I want you to drink on behalf of me. When you drink on behalf of me, that is a form of support. So when you support me, hey, we good to go. We good to go. So that is it. Please drink up. Drink up, drink up, drink up. Now, if you drink and you all that drinking, if you need to use the bathroom, whether it's to the right, to the left, wherever your bathroom is located, go now. And then you're going to come back and grab your seat right here in the Question Live Show. Why? Because your seat is reserved with your name on it. That's what it's called, reservation. And not only that your name is on it, but your intention, your expectation, your goals, your gifts, your talent, your passion, your purpose, your destiny is right there. And inside of all of that is your greatness. So I would like to encourage you to tap into your greatness and create a whole bunch of great stuff, because here we want to work together so we can create a whole galaxy of great people making great impact, creating great stories, writing great stories. So yes, indeed. Yes. So we're working from the inside out. We talked about this last time. We're working from the inside out, inside out. So let us tap into that. And listen to me, ladies. You know that everywhere we go, there's always a line. There's always a line to the ladies' bathroom. So if you are outside watching this right now and you're in line, just excuse yourself. Or like, excuse me, can I use the bathroom? Use the other bathroom, and then you're going to come right back. And if you get back here and you don't see your seat, because anybody can take your seat, you don't see your seat, that is okay. Stand in position, because when you stand in position or put your bottom on the floor, it is okay, because there's always a position for you to fill. You see, let me tell you something. We are all on this journey called life. And because we are all on this journey called life, we all want to have our own success story. However you want to define success, that is up to you. But we all have this intention to have a success story. Why? Because you see, nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, can succeed by themselves. So whatever position you're in, whether you're the president, the vice president, the prime minister, the delegate, the mayor, the councilman, whatever, teacher, student, you cannot succeed by yourself. You cannot succeed by yourself. So you get here and they tell that there's no seat, that's okay. You are in position. So grab your position, stand in your position, stand firm, and know that you have something to do. When we show up here, we show up as teacher and student. Why? Because we have the same intention, and that is to learn, to teach, to grow. If you teach me, I teach you, and we work together. We all have the same intention. So don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that. Now, with that said, with that said, the next little tiny rule is, if I say something and it resonates with you, whether it touch your heart or your mind, wherever it touch you, it just resonate with you. Type in the comment section, yes. Yes, simply mean that you're holding a conversation. You are lining up yourself with me, and we are in this together. Yes, indeed. So when I look over there and I see, yes, it's the saying that you're holding a conversation. Why? Because this is not a monologue. This is a dialogue between you and I. So when we hold a conversation and I glimpse over there and I see yes, or I see that you're commenting, I see that I am not alone. Nobody wants to be alone. Only sometimes somebody takes some alone time. But nobody were not created to be alone. We're created to work together. But your alone time is okay. You know, sometimes we need that alone time. Shut everything down and go sit somewhere and take your alone time, because it is self-love when we take those alone time, honey. Don't let nobody fool you. That's self-love. We need to have some alone time sometimes. Sometimes people just like too much crowd. You know what I'm saying? Too much crowd. We don't want all that too much crowd, because you see, that will go right into our topic tonight where we talk about who and how. Who and how? Who and how? That is where we're gonna roll into tonight, honey. Who versus how? So with that said, let me tell you, with that said, let me excuse myself and go over into the audience. Can you hear me? Because my thing look like my connection look unstable. Why? Anywho, let me go over here into the audience and I welcome over here Tina. Tina got a VIP ticket. She got a VIP ticket. She's like, listen, I'm up front, darling. I am up front. I'm very tired. Just arrived home after driving over to. Excuse me, Tina. I'm showing up to support my sister. Thank you so much, Tina. Tina, you know what? You need to get some rest because you've been driving, honey. I'm so glad that God got you home safe. Glad that God got you home safe. You're tired, you somewhere, and you are resting, honey. If you're not in my studio, that means you can put your feet up in your house and rest yourself. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for showing up. I oftentimes said that when we show up, honey, we are not showing up for ourselves. We are showing up for our family. We are showing up for our community, and we are showing up for generations to come. Because when we are so far gone, we want to leave our handprints, our heartprints, and our footprints for somebody to trot along on that life journey. They're not trying to be us, but they want to learn a thing or two when they get here. So when we far gone, we are not just leaving just breeze. We are leaving prints so they can look and say, Theta was here. Verona was here. Yes, let me see what I can learn from them. So that is what we want to do. We want to leave prints. You know, it's like you're going on a journey and somebody going, you're like, follow my footprint, follow my footprint. And you follow the footprint? Yes, follow the footprint. And when you do follow the footprint, you see. So we want to make footprints, handprints, heartprints. And as we do that, somebody else will come behind us and they will follow the journey and create their own journey by learning a thing or two. So with that said, we are talking about tell me who. Right? So we want to talk about who versus how. Who versus how. You see, I love words. I love words. I love words. I have a very good relationship with words. I have a deep relationship with words. I tell you, I could take one word and turn it into, see, I heard it, you hear me say this. I could take one word and turn it into a sentence, and a sentence into paragraph, and a paragraph equal to pages. Ah, yes, I can. Because what? I did it. I did it. And you can too. So I have a very good relationship with words. And because I have a very good relationship with words, I look at the word who, and it is how. Did anybody notice that? It's who, and you look close at it, it's how. So when we're talking about the topic, tell me who. Yeah. The show is called a question live show, so I might just be asking questions. Tell me who you're listening to. Mm-hmm. Tell me who you're listening to. Because who you're listening to is how you show up. How you show up with the intention that you show up. It's going to determine who you are listening to. So again, look at the word who, how. Same thing. Same word. I don't know how many of you used to play Scrabble. I did it. Well, you see, Scrabble was one of those things, and crossword puzzle and find a word. I love those puzzle. I love puzzle. But Scrabble was very interesting to me. Scrabble was a very interesting game, but I did my own Scrabble. I didn't use these little Scrabble pieces because I think those pieces was just not safe. I just didn't like those little pieces of stuff. So I create my own thing. And when I create my own thing, I taught my daughter this, and I trained my daughter into develop a relationship, how to develop a deep relationship with words. So what I did, I form words and have her look at the word, or I utilize a big word, like excellent. Excellent is a very big word, like excellent, or congratulations, or education, intention, expectations, all those big words, right? And I picked those big words, and what I would do. So, parents, you can take note of this. This is a strategic way for your child to develop a relationship with words, and it's a strategic way for you to for your child to learn as well. So, what I did, I like to talk about my own story. So, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, I like to talk about my story because there's nobody else can talk about my story more than I can talk about more than me. So I like to talk about my story. I use myself as a reference. I use myself as just reference all the time. So you see me come in and you see me tell a story. Why? Because I'm telling my own story. I can't go and tell your story because I don't know your story. And if I do try to tell your story, it is not the same. So I like to talk about my story. So yes, so as I was saying, that I developed a very great relationship, and I train my daughter in a way to develop a strong relationship with words as well. So when I present her with a word, a big word, like I just named a few of them, a big word, maybe she's in the fourth grade and I gave her a big word. And when I gave her a big word, welcome, Sharon, welcome, welcome, welcome. And when I hand over a big word to her, I just let her sit there for a while. I'm like, listen now, this is what we are going to do. I wanted to look at this big word, and then you try to pronounce this big word by yourself. Now I just watch her and see how well she can pronounce the big word by herself. So if I said expectation, I see how well she can pronounce expectation by herself. Now, if I see she's struggling a little bit, like, no problem. I'm like, pronounce it piece by piece, dissect the words and pronounce them. And then she will get a little part of it. She will get the first part, or she will get the last part. But then to get the entire word, that become a little issue and challenging. But I don't like the word where I challenge her, but I like to stretch her potential because she's she's brilliant. And I know she was brilliant. So I don't challenge, I stretch her potential for her to get the word by herself. Great evening, Paulette. Great evening. So what I did, I put her to stretch her potential so she can get the word by herself. Now, after 2 attempts, maybe after 2 attempts, I'm like, all right, this is the word. Good. Oh, well, she got the big word. And then I said, no, you say the big word. When she gets to say the big word, then guess what I will do? That big word, I said, guess what's going to happen now? You're going to go back into that big word, and you're going to find some more words in that big word. Anybody with me? You're going to find some big words, big word, and go into the big word and find some small words in there. And I did that with her, and that was a game. It was not really a game. It was just a strategic way for me to have her develop a relationship with words. So let me say that we do have an addiction to reading and writing and all those good stuff. So I do have an addiction to words, and I had her, I put it in her so she can do the same thing. So she would go into the big word. And when you go into the big word, what will happen? She would break up the big word and find little words in there. So if you think about the word expectation, what is it that you're going to go in there and find in there? What are the words that you're going to see in expectation? What are some of the words? And this is how I taught her. But then it goes, who was she listening to? That way she go on her spelling test, she's getting 101, 110. Who was she listening to? So it is very important that we understand that How we do something is who we are listening to, so we can make the application smooth and easy, right? So what I did, and I allow her to get all her spelling tests right, 110. I'm like, yeah, we good. I reward her. Parents, reward your children, please and thanks. Reward your children. Newbies, if you're on this and you're feeling some way shy that you don't want to say hi to us, that is okay. But if you're here just to look in, that's okay as well. But if you're here and you just want to wave to us, you can see that we greet each other, because why? We are family. So don't feel no way shy, and don't feel no way that you can't come on in. Come on in, open the door and come on in so we can welcome you. That is what we do in here. We are one big family. So come on in. So again, the way I taught her is who you're listening to and how you're going to apply it. Because the way we do things is how we apply it. Because what? Most of the time, when we talk about how, in any sense, is when we are questioning something. We are questioning a thing. We are questioning what is presented to us. So if I'm saying I'm teaching my daughter how to write something, that is, she's going to say, like, well, how should I write it? How should I say it? How? So how is always a question. But most of the time, what happened to us when we question how is when there's a negative part of us, or we talked about this last night, when there is doubt and fear somewhere living up in our head, and we question something like, how will I get through with that? So that's always a question. Every time we see how, it is always something facing us where we doubt how we are going to get over it. So we start saying, how will I do that? How can I? How will I? How will you? Right? How will you do that? Because we're not trusting the fact that we can do it regardless. We can do something. How? If I teach you something, how will I apply it? Just apply it. Get it done. Because what? The very thought that says, how will I do it? No, the person who already taught you is saying, I know it can work. That's why I'm teaching you. You see, like I told you, we are students and teachers at the same time. So if I'm teaching you something, it's because I already know that it can work. So if I said how, and if I say something and you're saying how, it's because I know and I give you the strategic way of how to do it. So most of the time when we're saying how to something, it's because we are afraid. We are afraid. So we say like, how will this work? And you sit there and you go on your phone or something like, well, how will this work? How will this work? How will I make it? How can I succeed? How can I succeed? How can I build a life of abundance? How can I make a better person? How can I do this? And we start questioning how. But the answer to how is this simple, is to take action. How to take action is to know exactly what is it that we would like to accomplish. If we would like to accomplish abundance, if we would like to accomplish wealth, if we would like to accomplish relationship, if we would like to accomplish just knowing that we can do better than today, we can accomplish a better health, is to take action. If we are talking about we want to have better health, now now we sit there with debate. How can I have better health when my entire family is this? My family have that, my family this, it's been in my family, and we start counting all these things because now we start looking at the negative side to everything. How can I bypass this? Why? It's been in my family. So how can I get over this? How can I get over this hump when my grandmother, my great-grandmother, it's been coming down from generations? How is who you are. When you know who you are, the how get diminished. Because now we are going to accept the fact that we are children of God. When we start accepting who we are, because you see how I switch that? How and who? Look at the word again. It's the same word. How and who is the same word. Same word. It's a scrabble. It's just kind of like switch up. If you don't believe, just take your time. Look at the word. That 3-letter word up there that says WHO is the same word as how. HOW. So it's the same word that we switch up. We switch it up. So when we know who we are, the how start getting diminished. Because now, if we know that we are co-creators of God, if we know that we are people with greatness inside of us, then we don't spend all that energy saying, how am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to do that? If you would like to travel, how am I going to travel? You're going to work, you're going to get your money, you're going to save up, you're going to plan. That's it. It's just that simple. Okay, Verona, you might say, Verona, it's not that simple. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Do you think when I sit there, I'm like, oh, how am I supposed to do a show? Let me tell you, from my very first episode, I said, like, how am I supposed to do a show? I questioned that because why? I didn't know who I was. I was guessing on myself. I was guessing who I am. I was guessing whose I am. I was guessing that. So I'm like, how am I supposed to do a show? How am I supposed to show up and present to these people? Huh? How am I supposed to just sit there? And what happened if nobody's there? How am I supposed to manage the show? If I'm not interviewing somebody, how am I supposed to take on the show? If those of you who've been here, for those of you who've been here, you know that I interview people. People come on the show and I interview them. That is how I start. Well, I started all by myself and then I interview and then, I went back to myself. So I just kept going back and forth and then I keep on bringing guests. So for those of you who've been here, you know that guests come on the show. And then I would question, how am I supposed to run the show if there's no guest? Because at one point there's no guests. I have no guests. And I'm saying, how am I supposed to run the show if I don't have no guests? But then my spirit said, hello, you have greatness in you. You know who you are? A child of God. Well, that's how you're going to go out there. When we start acknowledging who we are, we step out in faith. When we start acknowledging who we are, we take direct action. When we start acknowledging who we are, we accept the fact that no matter if somebody is next to us where we don't have to ask, how am I supposed to do something? We can do it. It can be done. It can be done. Absolutely. Can you hear me? Let me know. Put yes. Because it's looked like my thing is saying I have low Wi-Fi. I don't know why. Can you wave to me? Can you wave to me or say yes that you could hear me? Because my thing looked like it's, I don't know why my Wi-Fi look low, but can you hear me? Let me know. Just put yes in the comment section that you could hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, yes, good. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Yes, because I don't know why my computer is telling me that my Wi-Fi is unstable. But anywho, so now listen, if you accept the fact of when we, let me tell you, there's something called self-discovery, honey. Self-discovery, when we get inside, and I told you this last night, when we get inside and we're operating from the inside, we are operating from greatness. So when we get up every day, we must operate on the same energy of greatness and say, I know who I am. I know who I am. And when we start saying who we are, all those, how am I going to get through this day? I know who I am. How am I supposed to make my business work? I know who I am. How am I supposed to be the love of my life? I know who I am. How am I supposed to get in this relationship? I know who I am. I know who I am. Because God already told you who you are. So when you sit there like, oh, I don't have this, I know who I am. If you don't have this yet, I know who I am. We mentioned this before. If you sit there like, oh, I don't have enough money yet, I know who I am. I don't have no money. Don't put that and leave a period there. Put a comma. Yet, I know who I am. God said, I'm the head and not the tail. God said, I'm the lender and not the borrower. I know who I am. You start claiming who you are every day. And when we start claiming who we are every day, we will eliminate or minimize how we're going to do something. We got business. We want to say, and like, oh, I need my business to flourish. How my business going to flourish? How my business going to flourish? God says, I'm going to be prosperous. My business going to prosper. You don't worry about the how. No, you don't worry about that. You show up, because when we start saying the how, we are lowering our greatness, and we are lowering the fact that we are trusting God, because I know we are lowering who God said we really are. How am I supposed to do that? You know, oftentimes we get big dreams. I don't know how many of you, but I get big dreams. I get big dreams. And sometimes my dreams just scare me. I just be sitting like, ooh, wee. I guess I need to do that. Why? Because it's my dream, right? I didn't dream Theta's dream. I didn't dream Pauline's dream. I didn't dream Sharon's dream. It's my dream. So when I get a dream, it's mine. So now I stopped doing this, because then I used to do it where I'm like, oh, how am I supposed to do that? Because I discovered who I am already. So I stop saying, how am I supposed to do that? So when I get a dream, what happened? It is my dream. So therefore, if God reveals something to me, He's telling me that I am capable of doing it. Hello? When you get a dream and a vision, and you have an intention, you have a goal, you have an expectation inside, it is saying that it is possible for you to accomplish it. God is not going to show you something where you don't know that you can do it. Let me tell you that right now. Whatever is revealed is because it is possible. Anything that is revealed is possible. Who we are, greatness. How we gonna do something? That's for tomorrow. That's another day. We're not questioning that. That's just a question. Yes, indeed. That is just a question sitting there, floating. How my child gonna do this? How my child gonna pass the exam? How my child is? That's just you doubting that. God said your child gonna make it. Your child gonna make it. You know, because I told you I'm always gonna talk something. You know, let me tell you, have you ever heard, for those of you who are parents here, have you ever heard, you got your child, and when you have your child, you're growing with your child, and have you ever heard the term turbo twos? Turbo twos. Turbo twos. People talk about turbo twos. Oh, your child gonna go to turbo twos. Oh, your child gonna go to turbo twos, and oh my goodness, that's some turbo years, and all this stuff. Let me tell you something, parents. You don't let nobody tell you that. How they know that your child gonna go to turbo 2? Because of their bad experience? Because of their bad experience, and what people oftentimes do, what will happen, the how is coming from some form of experience some way. So if Paul decide, oh, I want to show up, I want to do this, or I have a goal, I set a goal, I want to have $10 million, or I have the one this, okay, I want my business to bloom, I want my business to go, I want my business to this, I determine, I listen, this is my goal for the year, I want to set a goal, I want to have at least $10,000 this month, and that's Paulette goals for the year. Now, Paulette set her goal, and again, let me get my thing. Again, I told you, write things down. Now, Paulette write her goals down and say, okay, by the end of the year, I want to have $20,000 in my business. This is it. Good. Paulette going to put it up. Yes, this is my goal. Now, Paulette going to share the goal with somebody. Be careful who you share goals with, people. Paulette going to share her goals with somebody like, listen, my goal is to have $20,000 by the end of next month, or whatever the case is. You know, she got her expectation. She got her time frame, everything sitting there, and she shared that with somebody. She strongly believed it can be done. But no, you share it with somebody, and because you share it with somebody who is not happy for you, who's sitting there and saying, you know what they say to you, Paulette? How are you going to do that? Are you following? Or put it in the comments that you're following. Are you following what I'm saying? Listen to me. You write the thing down. Because why? The very thing that you're writing down is because God told you. God told you. If you get it in your spirit, man, in your soul, in your whole being, that at the end of the year, I want to make $20,000 in my business. I want to make 1.9 in my business, whatever it is that you would like to make in your business. Again, utilize this. Yes, utilize your writing tools. Get your book, get your form, whatever it is. Get up in there, write your goal, set that goal. Why? You see, when you set a goal, it's because God already told you who you are. When you have already set a goal, because God already told you who you are. So now tell me who you're listening to. Somebody over there or God? When you already set a goal, it comes in here. You're like, ooh, I want to make $1.9 million. It's because God told you that you can do it. Because God told you that you can make $1.9 million. If you sit there, it's like, okay, this is October 18, 19. And you sit there and you say, I have November and December to come. Now, by the end of December, I would like to have this. And somebody come behind you and said, how are you going to do that? Audience, be careful who is saying something to you. Somebody's going to come behind because you get all happy that you're going to do this. You know you're going to make your thousands of dollars and your millions of dollars and your business is going to flourish and you see yourself and you get a glimpse of how you're going to see yourself. And somebody's like, girl, how are you going to do that? How you plan to do that? How you plan to do that? But you are taking action. Peter, you are taking action. Paulus, you are taking action for the goal that you set. When you set the goal, you're taking action. You're showing up every day. You're taking action. But yet somebody is questioning how you're going to do that. Those are always a naysayer because those are the doubtful people. Those are the doubtful people looking at you. And when they're looking at you, they're saying, how you going to do that? Girl, you can't do that. How you going to do that? But you must hold on to your faith because you already know who you are. And that is the main thing, is knowing who you are. Because when you know who you are, nothing can stop what the naysayers are saying. Nothing can come between you and that. That is like, bye. So when they start saying what they're saying, you're like, you stand firm. I got it right here. I'm showing up. I'm taking action. I'm showing up. I'm praying. I'm showing up. I'm trusting God. I'm showing up. I'm wearing the cloak of confidence. I am showing up. So when you get your cloak of confidence, you're praying, you're thanking, you're being humble. All of these things, they add up. They add up to the very goal that is set. So when you set that goal, I said, this is the goal that I am going to accomplish. And all of the naysayer, naggy voice saying, how you going to do that? You just tell yourself, God says so. And I'm doing what I need to do. I'm taking action. Let me tell you something. God don't only sit back and fold his arms and say, you taking action, I'm not going to reward you. God reward those who take action. Let me tell you that. Let me throw that out there. For those of who take action, God reward you. Because God is like, oh, I see you trust me. I see you praying. I see you taking action. Things are not just going to go to waste. Your action will not go to waste. Because now you're like, I'm a child of the King. I'm a co-creator of God. Start saying these things. You know, I said this before, that when you start saying, I am who you are, when you start saying all of that, you are accepting the fact that God created you to prosper. God created for great wealth. God created us to have abundance. God is a God of abundance. God do not sit there and it's like, hey, you're just going to be in lack. No, anyone that sit with a lack mentality or a poverty mentality is because they are not taking action. We were not created to have a poverty mindset. Absolutely not. We were created to have abundance. So everyone want to see abundance, maybe abundance, love, abundance, peace, joy, wealth, whatever. We were created to have abundance because God is a God of abundance. And he said, listen, if you're doing the thing, I'm going to reward you. We were not created to sit in poverty. No, we did not. No, God did not do that. So I want to call out those of you out there who are sitting in a poverty mentality. It is time for you to rise up. Stop sitting there looking and saying everybody is achieving something and I'm not. Of course you're not, because you're not taking action. And let me tell you, action is not just one day. Action is every day. We got to be consistent in the action that we are taking. We got to be persistent in the goal that we are setting. So when we are consistent and be persistent in the goal that we are setting, you see, there is a reward for consistency. There is a reward for persistent. There is a reward, because when we are persistent, we are pushing forward to our goal. We are going in there like, listen, I see my goal. I know exactly what it is. I wrote it down. And when I wrote it down, listen, if this is what my business is, I am taking action, because what, I'm showing up every day and I'm doing something to head on to that goal. You will not achieve your goal if you don't take action. Tell me who you are listening to. Because the only person I'm going to tell to listen to is God. Listen to God, because God says it, and what God said is so. It is so. It is finalized. It is already stamped, it's approved, and it's just like, listen, take it to the bank if you want. Tell me who you're listening to. Why you're not moving from level 1 to level 2. Tell me who you are listening to when your poverty mindset is holding you hostage. Tell me who you are listening to when you are sitting there trying to start something and can't finish it. Tell me who you are listening to when you're not making that first step. Tell me who you are listening to, because whoever you are listening to will determine the action that you will take. So we got to work. I truly need to work on being consistent. Consistency is it. If you are not consistent, you are not going to be accomplishing the very goal. You are not going to accomplish the very goal. It's the same thing. You don't pray one day. If you pray one day, no. You be consistent in your prayer. You be consistent in the action. You be consistent in your mentality. Be consistent, because when you are consistent, you will see that things will work out a little bit better, and all those doubts and all those fear will be diminished. Those are the very things that we need to diminish. Doubt and fear that we cannot do something. We can do something. We can achieve something, because we were created to achieve greatness. Why? Greatness is already inside of us. So all we got to do is to tap into that and bring it out so people could see it, so the world could see it, so the earth can be replenished. So if we are not tapping into that every single day, because we can't just like, hey, I showed today. No. Tomorrow you're like, let me fold my hand again. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Look at it this way. It's like you have your child and your child start growing today, and tomorrow your child stop growing. Does that make sense? You have your child growing. Today you're like, ooh, you growing nicely, girl. You look, baby, you looking nice. And tomorrow your child stop growing. And then your child is like not growing. When you have something and it start growing and it stop growing, there is a problem. There is a situation. We have something sitting there that is holding us while we are not growing. We need to grow, because consistency will allow us to grow. And when it allows us to grow, we will mature into not only a tree, but we will bear fruit. Listen here, we got to be consistent with the goal that we set. Write the goal down, go back to it every day and do. Listen, repeat things. If you have to repeat it, repeat it. Repetition. Nah, it's not just good for your learning. It is good for your goal setting too. It's good for your destiny. It's good for your purpose. Repeat things. Let yourself get tired of doing it. Do it. Growing up, let me tell you something. I like I tell you, I like to talk about myself. Growing up, we had to study Bible verses. We had to recite poems. We had to read scriptures. We had to study songs. We had to do all these things. So what happened? We didn't just get it one day. We're like, oh yeah, I got it. No, we have to study it. Okay, we have to study. Therefore, it's the same concept. If you're in school and then like we're having a test, you got to study your test. You can't just study one day and you're like, oh, I got it. No, you study over and over again. And when you study over and over again, you get the end result. So therefore, for you, Paulette, to be consistent, you got to show up every day and do something. Show up every day. Something you start, go back in there and get on it and take action in it again. Not just one action and you're just like, hey, I'm good, I got it. No, you don't got it. No, 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 no. You get it when you're being consistent. Consistency will allow you to grow and mature and accomplish your goals. Your goals are waiting for you. Your purpose are waiting for you. Your destiny is waiting for you. They're all out there just waiting like, hey, come on over here to me. If we don't accomplish our goals, we are going to leave this earth incomplete. If we don't accomplish our goals and reach our destiny, the grave is going to be rich. Therefore, we are not here to make the grave rich. So, tell me who you're listening to and tell me who you are, and you will see. Ask yourself that question: who am I listening to, and who am I? And when you answer those two questions for yourself, you'll see that things will be a little bit better. So, Paulette, work on that consistency, and forget doubt and fear. They're not your friend. They're not your friend. Believe me, I could raise my hand. I've been through it. I lived through it. I heard it. I know it. My teacher told me that you are so doubtful. You're doubtful, Thomas. You will not accomplish much because you are so doubtful. You're smart, but you're doubtful. Let me tell you, if that voice keep on staying in my head, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So let me tell you something. It is important that we stay consistent in that which we do. If I was not consistent, then I would not be here with you just about every day showing up to tell you these things. These are things that I have come through and still working on, but I like to teach them to you. So with that said, come on now, listen to me, people. I asked you this question as we close up this episode. Tell me who you are and tell me who you're listening to. So as we close up this section of the Question Live Show, I hope to see you tomorrow, same time, same place, as we go into some more little topics and drop a little bit more gem, because it's here. We drop juicy contents and golden nuggets. And I told you, I encourage you to write them down, because I'm telling you, one day you might have to go back and go over those golden nuggets and say, oh, yeah. I remember when I was not consistent and I decided I want to be consistent. Let today be your day that you say, I want to be consistent starting today. I give you the permission to go out there and accomplish your dreams. Go out there and put on a coat of confidence and show up and let the world know, hello, I am here. What do you say? I am here. So I want to say thanks to you for showing up, and for those of you who are on the live that just did not want us to acknowledge you, that is fine by us too. We acknowledge your presence. We thank you for showing up. We thank you for your thumbs up. Give you a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button, because when you do just that, you will know when we go live and you won't miss another episode of the Question Live Show with who? Your host, Verona Willis-Brown. Thank you so much for being here.